Hi, welcome, welcome. I am so glad you're here with me today to do a Christmas card. It's fun to create Christmas cards, right? And it's really fun to receive a handmade Christmas card. So I'm glad you tuned in today to learn how to make this one. It's using the Merry, Bold, and Bright Designer Series paper, which I love. And it also features the Trucking Along bundle that is a Stampin' Up! Online exclusive. So I'm glad you've tuned in. Please let me know who you are and where you're from when you tune in. I would appreciate that. I love to know who's watching. And please share this crafty video with any of your crafty friends who you think might enjoy it. I'm glad you tuned in, whether you're watching live on Facebook, live on YouTube, or if you're watching a replay. I'm happy that you're here. I am Kelly Pitts, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Lubbock, Texas, and I have been a demonstrator for 18 years. And I just recently had the opportunity to do Stampin' Up! Full time. So I'm really trying to build my business, and I would appreciate your orders. If you would like to place a Stampin' Up! Order, my createwithkelly.com is on the screen, and I also have the host code at the bottom left of the screen. And you can use that for any orders under 150. And if it's over 150, you'll get your own hostess credit. So that's awesome. Stampin' Up! Offers that. All right. Well, just in case you haven't seen my cards from the retreat, this is one of the cards that we did at our retreat about a week ago. And we did a total of 16 cards, and I did 11 sets of them. So one was to go, and the rest were here over Friday night and Saturday. We had a lot of fun. So we're going to do this one today so that the class to go person can catch up. And also I will be doing a PDF tutorial with all 16 of those. I've been working on that diligently and should have that done this week. So if you're interested in that, let me know. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments and I'll be happy to help. All right. I had not seen anybody when I was thinking about how am I going to incorporate this truck for Christmas. I just thought that would be so cute if you saw a truck wrapped with the fa la 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 on it driving around town. Wouldn't that be fun? Loading Christmas trees and Christmas deliveries and all that. So I hadn't seen anybody do that. So I thought I'm going to give it a try. And sure enough, it was pretty easy to do. So I will show you what I did with the set here. Everything out of the envelope. That's the way it comes with the Class to Go kit, with everything in the little envelope. We might be missing one of those from my envelope. We'll see. Okay, I will set this aside. We are starting with a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock. Let me switch this over so you can see this bigger. Switcheroo. There we go. Okay, 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock scored at 5.5. And we're going to, whoo, I dinged up that corner, didn't I? On the back there. That happens when you're banging stuff around, rushing around, trying to get a bunch of videos done. Trying to get these ready so my folks who didn't get to come to class can get these made. Because Christmas is around the corner, right? Okay, we'll try to get that evened up, burnished really well so it'll lay down flat. And rather than, I used on this one, I used the sheer ribbon. The photo that I showed you had the silver ribbon on it, and we're going to try that without the knot. I just thought it was too much with that big knot, but we're going to try it as a panel just between the two layers there. So they're not really layers, they're kind of on top of each other. So we're going to see if we can figure that out, because this is a retired ribbon, but I think it works really well if you have that sheer seam binding ribbon. I guess it's called white seam binding ribbon. But both of these papers are from, well, that too, of course, is the same one. That's all from the Merry, Bold, and Bright. And then everything else pretty much is Trucking Along bundle. And we have the Oh What Fun. This is from the Merry and Bright set, stamp set. And then this is all Trucking Along also. So we are going to get going on this card front here. And what we're going to do is, that was for the inside. Let's see, which one are we? I think those are the same. Yeah. Okay, we're going to stamp on one, and then one will be the front. I think we're going to use this one for the front. And I'm going to get my little stamping, let's see, my little glue mat, which I had just moments ago. Here we go. And we're going to figure out a way to make this work. We either need it on the grid, or I guess I need that card up here. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to flip that over for one thing. We don't know that's that side. I didn't quite get that even. I'm going to rearrange that so that's more even on the front. We may have to trim that at the end. It's just not wanting to cooperate with me today. I think it's because I had that there. And I will try to watch for comments. So if you have a question, be sure and let me know. All right. There's our, and this is the thick Whisper Basic White. You can tell I've been doing this a long time because I said Whisper White, right? That's a good way to know. Okay, we're going to run that along that fa la 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 la, the first line there. And I'm going to arrange this as if I'm putting it onto the card right this minute, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to attach the two layers where they should be onto each other. And that way I can run that ribbon between them. Whoop. Move that. Let's see if we can get that back on track here. I think that needs to come down just a teeny tad. That looks like that should be good. Okay, so now we've attached these two layers together, and we're going to take, yikes, I hope I have Stampin' Seal in here. Yes, thank goodness I do. We're going to put a little stamping seal on the back. That's what I feel like works best for ribbon. We're just going to wrap a little bit of that silver. It's the silver and gold trim that comes together in a pack that's on the, I believe it's on the online exclusives right now. And if y'all don't know how to get to that, you can go to my website, createwithkelly.com, and hit shop, and then you'll just click the little button for online exclusives, and you'll be able to see stuff that is not in the current catalog, but it is orderable. I think we're gonna, this one is a little less too terribly shiny. What do y'all think? You like that one? Or just the solid? That's more a silver on the edges. Since we're not going to do a knot, I think we can get by with that with the rhinestones. I think we've got almost enough of a pattern already. So I'm going to do that right there. Fold that around the back. Stick it on that Stampin' Seal we already have there. Wrap this around onto the back. And by golly, I think we have it. And that is, I just thought that it was too much with the little knot on there that you saw on the first picture. So we'll see how we like this. I'm going to go ahead and get that glued on. We're just going to use liquid glue on that. You could use your Stampin' Seal, whichever you prefer. I know there's a lot of folks who like one over the other. And I like seal in a lot of instances. It really works great. But overall, the liquid is faster and gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And it's cheaper to use, I think, than the seal. If you're just for day-to-day, everyday crafting. Okay, I've got to cut that off. That's going to drive me crazy, that little bitty lip down there. But hopefully it's not bothering y'all. Okay, so we've got our little silver ribbon here. And if you want to put a glue dot, you can. Or if you just want to put a teeny tiny bit of glue. A lot of ribbons this won't really work for if it's too sheer. You don't want to do that. But right here. I think that'll be enough if we hold on to it for a sec. That'll keep that down for us. Okay, now we've got another flat layer. This is a decal cut out with our decal circles dies. And we're just gonna, I used the inside of this for another card and cut it out of there because why not? Nobody's going to see that it's missing, so there's no reason to waste that paper. Okay, and this you could use just like a little strip of DSP on the inside, designer series paper, in case you're not used to that. You could just put this on the inside, but we're going to go ahead and stamp like we did on this one. And we will get that going right now. Get our little Stampin' Pierce mat out. And we're going to use Memento ink. I usually like basic gray, but I think I loaned mine out. I could not find it. So I have a lady who is from Slayton that was going with her sisters on an outing to Ruidosa, and they wanted to make some cards for their daughters. Isn't that sweet? So they took some card packets that I put together for them and then borrowed a few supplies, and they are having a fun weekend this last weekend. I think they'll be back soon, but that was fun to be able to help them with their weekend. Okay, I want to have this where the fa shows, so it's not all just la 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 la. So I am putting that kind of above this front fender here. I can kind of see through what I'm doing. Well, I'm hoping to. Maybe I'm going to move it over here because I want it to be tall enough. So just look through your little strip of paper. If you got this as a class kit, I went ahead and gave you a big piece so you had room to do that. And there's our little truck. Now we're going to go ahead and do the truck on the inside. And I have found that my truck doesn't ink up as well right in the middle. If I just use even pressure all the way around, I don't quite get the middle sometimes. So that's why I took the pad to the stamp. Okay, we're going to turn that over. We're going to add this little truck right here because we want it on the inside and the outside. Get this cleaned off. Okay. Then on the inside, let's go ahead and do that while we've got this out here. Close up my Memento. Well, we might use that for our ground too. Let's go ahead and do that. Because like I said, I would use basic gray for the ground, but we're going to go ahead and use our Memento while we've got it out. And I don't know which way this goes. Either way, I think the long at the top made more sense to me. And then with the shorter below, you don't want to overlap your tires, but you want to be close. So it looks like they're kind of sitting on the ground. So you've got that there. And we're going to do it on our little white circle that goes on the front while we're at it. And I'm just going to imagine that that's there and we're leaving room for our tree. So my ground needs to be around about here. Leave us room to do the festive Christmas part. Get that cleaned off. And we also need to stamp our little windshield. I forgot to pull that. Oh, no, we stamped the whole truck. That's right. We don't have a windshield separate. It is, we're just going to take the truck and stamp the windshield or window pane, I guess, not the windshield. And I'll cut that out in a minute. Just going to fussy cut that little bit out. It will, there's a truck punch, and we're going to use that to punch the truck, but I'm still going to fussy cut it a little bit closer than that punch gets it. All right, there we have that. Let's see what else we need to do. We can do, I'm going to let that inside dry just a little bit more with that memento. So before I do the poppy, so let's do the Wishing You a Festive Christmas, which comes from the Trucking Along bundle also, and we're going to use shaded spruce for that. And I'm going to put that right below where the ground is. Trying to keep that where this bottom of this stamp is lined up with that. So those are parallel. Okay. Got that. And then we also need shaded spruce. Well, I'm going to have to wait till we punch the truck out for that. See what else we need. Oh, we can do the truck on the inside and the Oh What Fun. We'll do that at the top. And y'all can do this in whatever order you want. It's just, for me, it's easier with the ink pad here. Oh, my little exclamation point had a something on it. I don't know what. Made a little splotch. We'll see what we can do about that. It is actually a sequin that jumped up on there. How funny is that? And it's in that shaded spruce color. That, or I don't know. That's all I can think of is a little sequin. So that's going to have to work. Oh, what fun with the little truck. Okay. And what else do we need green for? I think that's it for the moment. Okay, now we're going to get our Poppy Parade and the inside of the truck. And it's a really solid image. So really, if you need to twist it a little bit, make sure you're using even pressure. I didn't have the back of my truck like I wanted. So you can kind of adjust the level with your block. How, like that, tilt it. So you want to look at the back, make sure you've got everything evenly coated and you don't have it where you don't want it. Now I'm going to try to get over this on camera and line this up. Same thing, you've got to get it not only lined up left, right, top, bottom, but also at the same tilt, parallel to your work surface. And leave it on there a little bit, use a little pressure. You want a good solid truck. Unless you want a rusty look, and that is cute too. But that worked great right there. Okay, we'll get that cleaned off. And move those out of the way. Get the trucks and our gifts out. Okay. I think we're in pretty good shape here. Clean that Oh What Fun off. Okay, now we're ready to get back where we can concentrate. Fun, fun. Isn't it fun to make Christmas cards? Especially if you give yourself time, right? Don't wait till the last minute, then it gets stressful. And be sure to say hi when you come on. I'd love to know who you are and where you're from. Here's the, let's close that card up so you can tell what we're making. We're going to take our little fa la 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 paper and punch this out. And like I said, I'm going to fussy cut it a little bit more. Anyway, I'm going to get the kind of close to the bottom there, to the tires. And you can line it up before you punch it. So get it exactly where you want it and then punch it. Now I'm going to punch the tires, and I'm just going to feed it in from the back just on that little black part, because that's all we need. 2 little black tires. Okay. And if you got a to-go kit and it didn't have the black, I'm sure you have basic black, but sorry about that. I did not think about it after we kind of redid how that worked. Oh, we need this for the windshield too. We're going to go ahead and poke that out. See how I stamped? It's the whole truck stamp, but you just stamp the part you need. And then we're going to put that in. That's kind of on here upside down. So we're going to get that lined up. Punch that out. And that's going to go on our truck on the front with our little tires here. We'll move this aside for right now since we're not stamping anymore. And I'm going to use my markers for this. We've got black and I must have blown out my basic gray. Let's see. Nope, there's that. Okay, let's see. I think I did smoky slate on the tires. I mean on the hubcap part. On the inside. Just did that. We're going to do it a little bit different on the front, the piece that I punched out. And that can be silver. You can leave it white. You can do whatever you want. And I'm using basic black for the tire itself. Just going just on the tire part with the darker. And I probably should have used smoky slate on the hubcap instead of the basic gray, I think. Maybe I did. Okay. Oh, that's the basic gray that I used on the tire. I think we need black on that. No wonder it's not much contrast. Alrighty. So there are our tires. Now I'm going to go back with the smoky slate. Get my little front, those little bumpers there. And I think that'll do me on the inside, except for the gifts, the packages. We're going to go ahead and do that while we're at it. Why not while we're inside? Okay. And we're going to use we'll go ahead and use the memento. You could use basic gray if you wanted. See how much room I have to pull this down. I need to be able to see right where I am. You kind of look through the stamp, get it even. Try to do it where it looks like it's in the truck. How cute! Fun little truck full of packages. Yay! Okay. We've got that part ready. Now it's smudged over there. Dadgummit. Well, we'll figure something out. Or not. We'll just leave it. I'll get my sand eraser after a while. Okay. We're going to let that dry a minute while I do some fussy cutting on the truck, because that memento tends to smear a little if you try to do it too soon. Okay, as I said, this is just, you wouldn't have to do this. I just kind of like it a little closer than what the punch does. But if you were doing a whole lot of them for a lot of cards, I would say it's probably not worth it. I would just punch them and go. But since we're doing this special one on air, we want to look as good as we can, right? So we're going around that carefully. And then what I'm going to do, instead of just trying to color these on the tires on the paper, because you need to do something with the hubcaps anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut around. I'm not sure, is that, I'm thinking fender or wheel well or fender or whatever that's called. I'm not a car person. So, not quite sure what that's called. We got to get that little dip in there. Right there. Okay. So you see how I trimmed that out? I probably could get it just a little closer. You don't want to go onto the black line because then you feel like you got to do that everywhere. And you don't really want it. Once you start getting in the line, then you might go over the line, and then where are you? In a pickle. So I'm cutting the tire off, and maybe you've already guessed because we punched out the black paper, but yes, indeed, that's what we're going to do, is put our rounded wheels or tires back behind here now, where the little wheel well fender, I don't know what that's called for sure. Okay. Clean, clean, clean. Okay. So we've got our little truck that's going to be on the front. He's going to be sitting right there. We're going to go ahead and glue the tires behind it. So they're going to go right back here. So we're just going to stick that on. Stick that on. Let's get our little glue mat. That looks pretty good. Stick that on. Let's see if they're even enough, if this is going to be straight. Whoop, we got a bigger back tire. Can't have that. Got to move that. That's the good thing about liquid glue, is you can kind of redo it a little bit if you need to. All right, now do we have those pretty even? How's that look, peeps? A little bit more down. I think that'll do it. All right, so that's glued. Now we're going to glue our little windshield, or not windshield, window into place. Use a little bit more than that, I think. My little hoochie keeps getting in the way. There we go. See if I need to trim that or if that's good. I think that's going to work. So there's our truck with the fa la 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 la. Fa la 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 la. Okay. Probably get in trouble for doing that. Good heavens. Don't have the rights to that music. Pretend I didn't do it. Okay. Now we're going to pop that up after we stamp up here. And we're going to, let's see. I guess we'll do it like this card where I've got the tree on the front and the gifts on the inside. Okay. And I did the solid portion of the tree with lemon lime twist. You could just stamp off with granny apple green if you wanted. And I'm just going to do it, kind of get it where I want it, and then move my truck and not move my paper. Okay, so we've got the fill in part of the tree, the solid part in lemon lime twist. Then we're going to do the outline portion in shaded spruce. And that's going to go just right over that part, the part we've already stamped. It's 2-step stamp. Cute. Okay. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, we still have that in the right spot, right? If we don't, it's a little late. We may have to start over. Don't want to have to do that. Okay, we're going to pop this up. Let's check him. Oh yeah, that works. See, with the ground like it is, you can kind of fudge a little bit either way. So that certainly works. That's what we wanted. And if you do really make a mess of it, then you can always cut it out and, you know, stamp it on another piece of paper, cut it out, and then put it on, which is what I did on that one, on the original. But this one, I got it right. So we have our truck with the tree in the back. We're going to put a little Wink of Stella on the window. Boop, 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 boop. And we're going to add our little embellishments to the tires. And my Take Your Pick tool, we've gotten a little wild with the putty there. Add that to the middle. Add that to the middle of that tire. Whoop, front tire, back tire. Press those in there good. Don't you love that Stampin' Up! Has the adhesive on the back of a lot of the embellishments? That makes it so much easier. Then I'm just going to put this kind of here. As I said, I've got way too much putty, but I don't want to just throw it away. It still works, so there we go. Now we're going to mount that to this with some dimensionals. And I'm going to try to put them in a different spot. Like, I'm not going to put the dimensionals on here right behind this so that they're double stacked. I'm going to put them in other spots. And you can see through the back where your dimensionals are. Okay, can you see that? I can kind of see where the truck is. So I'm avoiding the truck. So hopefully it will all be about the same instead of double stacking. And I heard that postage is going up again in January. So now you want this parallel to this, the ground, and this parallel to this, and then center it in that Poppy Parade circle. And those are both the deckled circle dies. So there we have that. And I do not have my sand eraser in here, so we'll just take care of this other later. I don't think this is going to do anything, but nonetheless, we'll get, let's move this one over, and we'll just get our markers. Now, if you use blends instead of markers, you will need to put a piece of paper under it before you do that. But with the markers, you can certainly just color on it. It will not go all the way through like the blends. Just be careful and kind of go, is this my Poppy Parade? Yes. I was afraid I grabbed my real red one, which is what I used on a different card. I had a couple of cards that I did in the Poppy Parade, and then, I mean, 2 in the real red, and then the rest of them all used Poppy Parade because that's what it has in the designer series paper. That is the Merry, Bold, and Bright set, which I love because I'm a Brights girl. If y'all have watched my videos, you know that. I love me some bright colors. Just can't be sad when you're looking at bright colors all around, where it's harder. You just want to brighten somebody's day with them. And I need to send more cards out than I do. I keep them as a sample, and then I don't ever get them sent out, and it's a problem. And I'm just kind of alternating the stripes there on that package with Shaded Spruce, Lemon Lime Twist, and Poppy Parade. And I just like to repeat all the colors that are in the designer series paper. And then if I add a color, make sure that color is repeated. I try to repeat it at least 3 times. So that's where the spruce is coming in. It's on the front, on the tree, and then on these packages. Cute, right? I guess that should be the lemon lime too. There we go. And we have one little white polka dot package. How cute is that? See? And it was a lot easier than you thought to do it, right? All we have to do is mount this inside and we'll be done with this card. And I've got several more videos to do. So if y'all are in a crafty mood this afternoon and wanting to see some totally different colorways, I will be working on some with Lost Lagoon. Got more shaker cards to come and more fun fold. I don't know why I even did it on that. Instead of just doing it on here, I have no idea. That was just kind of a backup. Huh. I don't know why I did that. Because I'm rushing, I guess. I don't know. Now it kind of looks funny to me. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Because I just think that was a little goofy that I did that. So what I'm going to do is just take this marker and we're going to make a faux layer or a fake layer. There, as you've heard before, there are no mistakes, only opportunities, right? And it doesn't matter if that's all exactly level, because hopefully I am covering up the inside edge. We'll see how that works. Now look at that, how that pops out. It's a little much. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. But, you know, the front's pretty bright too. So we'll just say that's the way it is. I wish I didn't have that there, but I can fix that later. Hopefully with the little sand eraser deal. How did you like that quick fix? Now, let's get our glue going again. Because who remembers to cap it immediately? If you cap it, it won't really do that. If you'll clean it off and cap it and leave it turned sideways so that you don't have to run all the way from the bottom to the top each time you pick it up. Now we've got it. A little bit of Wink Stella on the inside for where the window is. Maybe on that little package, a little bit more over here. What the heck? Right? Fun. Then we'll put it in the little hubcappy part. We've got it there. I think we're good to go. So you have a couple of options here, neither one of which are the picture that I have posted, but it's close. I do like this better with just the silver and not having a knot. I thought that was just too much, but this I think works because of the rhinestones. That ties in that silver a little bit. But if you do have the seam binding ribbon that we used to have, a crinkled seam binding ribbon that Stampin' Up! Had, you could use that. You could use whatever colors coordinate with this Poppy Parade and Lemon Lime Twist. So thanks a lot for tuning in. I appreciate your time, and please share with your crafty friends. If you need any Stampin' Up! Products, I'm happy to help you with those. My host code should be at the bottom, and somehow I missed that. I didn't put it back on. Let me put it on real quick. So if you need it, you have time to jot that down. But thanks again for tuning in. You have a great day. I'll probably be doing several more videos to get through this series today. So I will hope to see you soon. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day. Fun times ahead. Bye-bye.